From fair to fierce, I was a quiet child, introspective, observant, careful with what I said, and when I did it, I watched the world more than I participated in it. And somewhere inside that watchfulness, I absorbed a belief that would follow me for years, that I did not have anything significant enough to share, that my experiences, whatever they were, however they shaped me, did not rise to the level of testimony. That that's what I that's what I thought. That was what had happened to me. That what had happened to me was too ordinary, too private, too small to be worth the offering. This is a particular and painful kind of erasure, not inflicted by others, but self administered. That self sabotage is something. The decision that your story doesn't count before anyone else has the chance to hear it. The preemptive silence of a voice you never quite believe deserved to be heard. I carried that belief into my 20s, into my early career, into the moments when I had something to say and chose not to say it, when I had experience that was relevant and held it back, when I performed the careful smallness of a woman who had convinced herself that her interior life was not worth the room it would take up. And then, at 21 years old, I gave birth to my first child. And my body, whew, it introduced me to a version of myself I had never known. The first birth was ISIS. How many of us have counted our own selves out? How many of us have allowed our inner me, INNERME, to talk us out of our goals, our dreams, our destinies? How many of us have allowed our negative self talk to cause us to shrink and not show up? This is what I know. What I know is this, is that we, because you're not in this alone, and neither am I, and neither is Aaliyah, we have a tendency to live in our thoughts, and that's not a good place to live. It's not a good place to live. I wonder what would happen if we decided to just take a moment and pause. Think of a moment when you told yourself, I cannot do this, and then you did it anyway. What did that experience deposit in you? And how are you drawing on that deposit today? How are you drawing on that deposit today? Like, what is showing up for you? I can tell you that there were times when I was down and out, just quite frankly. I was definitely meditating, bathing, swimming in some negative self-talk. But the thing that brought me through is remembering how strong I am, how resilient I am, how courageous I am, and more importantly, whose daughter I am. Like, I'm the daughter of the Most High God, and He approved me, and He set me apart, and He consecrated me. So I had to start reminding myself of whose I was and who I am, even when I may did not believe in me, even when my own tongue defied me. I had to start looking in the mirror saying, God don't make no junk. And I'm in the image. I'm made in the image of my Heavenly Father. I'm not a mistake. I got purpose. My life has meaning and value. I do have something to say. Because here's the truth, for years, because of my own trauma, I really didn't believe that I had anything to say. I only saw myself in a fish tank. But baby, when I allowed my confidence and my conviction to align, woo, I get to be on here telling you stories today. Not just stories that are made up, but real stories, because I was courageous enough to show up and to allow 15 other women to share their story. So, what used to be some negative self talk turned out to be a voice and a platform so that others could raise their voice, share their story. Because here's the truth. This is what I know. We all got something to share. And all of our voices matter, all of our stories matter, and we don't need anybody to approve of our messages. Stay tuned for more. In the meantime, go to OmazingYou.com and get your copy so that you can hear the rest of Aaliyah's story. OmazingYou.com. Breathe, Volume 2. See you for more story time.